Gary, thanks. Well, it is the $350 million question. Will the Seattle Sonics stay in Seattle or end up in Oklahoma City? New controlling owner Clay Bennett says the team will stay in Seattle, but only if there is a deal for a new venue within a year. Now, some in Seattle don't think that a deal will go through. Joining us now from Seattle is Chris Van Dyke, who heads up Citizens for More Important Things. Chris, thanks for joining us today.
Welcome to Seattle, Alex.
Thank you very much. Chris, I guess the deal here is that any deal to get a new stadium or even renovate the old facility is probably going to involve some public support, some public financing. What is the feeling in Seattle? What does surveys show people think about that idea?
Well, there's a little bit of difference between Seattle and Oklahoma City. We're the 14th largest media market in the country. You're the 52nd. So here we have the luxury of saying what we will pay for with tax money. Now, just this afternoon, we have a big event called the Bite of Seattle at Seattle's famous Seattle Center, right by the Space Needle. So we went out there this afternoon, post-sale, and said, you know, people want to sign our petition, which I think you should be able to see here. People come walking right up to us, and they say, no more tax dollars for sports arenas. The reason for that is we've been through it twice here, and what we know what will happen in Oklahoma City, with all due respect, admiration, appreciation for the potential buyers of the Sonics, 10 years from now, when they're tired of sustaining these losses, your facility will be 14 years old. And I'm willing to bet $1, or at least a few dollars, that come that time, they're going to turn around, they're going to tell you that facility is no longer financially viable for the NBA.
Well, we see that happen, and we see that's happening in cities across the country. But it's maybe putting the cart before the horse to say if that's going to happen here. We don't even know if we're going to have a team. But tell us about Initiative 91. What exactly are you trying to do?
What Initiative 91 does is require that there be no more public subsidies for private professional sports organizations, simply because the minimum wage for those players is $375,000 a year, and the maximum here in Seattle is $13 million a year. They got plenty of money. And what we say is that the city has to be part of the deal. On the net capital invested, the city has to reach a rate of return equal to that of the rate of return on a 30-year U.S. Treasury bond, which is about 5.1%. We're simply saying no more tax dollars to organizations. Let me give you an example here. The Sonics left town with an $80 million profit. They have left the city of Seattle holding a bill for $50 million worth of bonds. That's where the anger is coming from. Now, I don't want to sound like the best friend of the people in Oklahoma City who want to get a team, but the reality is anywhere in Seattle, anywhere in King County, anywhere in this region, people have been through this. They know what you're about to go through, and we're not going to put up with it any longer.
And your belief is that there is not going to be any deal approved if it requires taxpayers to approve some public financing. You think the deal will not be done?
Mr. Bennett showed up here with a checkbook big enough to write a check for $354 million. We think it is only respectful of the people of the Pacific Northwest that he open up that checkbook one more time and not ask for welfare from the taxpayers of Washington State.
All right. Chris Van Dyke, thanks so much for being with us today. We appreciate it.
The Oklahoma River might be a place to go this weekend to cool off. Coming up, we'll show you how you can learn to row